I remember starting feeling sad and alienated through my middle school years. Well, it's maybe 12, 13 around those age. It didn't bother me enough to stop with my everyday stuff, right? Like a normal child. So as I got older, in high school, I started noticing more emotions like feeling sad and lonely or whatever. But I tried to ignore it for so long that hanging out with friends, partying or whatever. But at the end of the day, I got tired of that. But I didn't know what all of my emotions that I felt meant. So instead of getting help, or I didn't know what it was, right? So I just felt like I should study more. I should focus on the positive, like my schoolwork and everything. It helped a little bit, but after a while, I just kept feeling a little bit worse. I just felt not in the mood to go to school or anything. I don't think the teachers knew what was going on. Maybe they just thought that I was quiet. I went to 2 years of high school. I dropped out in 10th, but I didn't even pass because I was missing so much school. Sometimes I would go, sometimes I didn't. It was depending of how I felt, if I was encouraged enough, and if I was willing to step out of my room or whatever. The school called when I would miss school and everything. It was just the message that your child is not in school. When I dropped out, I didn't go the first day of school, so that was I lost my space in the school, I think. So they didn't bother calling or anything. I felt like I was just being sucked by something, by sadness. I didn't know what to do, so I just tried to block everybody around me, and so nobody could hurt me, right? And because I felt like if I told anybody about what I was feeling, that they would not care, or they would think this girl is nuts, or they would make fun of me. Around that time, my mom started getting worrying, and she was asking me what's wrong with you or whatever. And I kind of opened up to her. I told her that I was feeling really insecure about myself, really sad, that I didn't know why. It was just overwhelming feelings, and she tried to cheer me up. She tried to tell me to not to worry too much, and it did help that she cared and everything. But I just felt like she didn't understand what I was going through. So my mom was getting worried about me, and she got in touch with MUT, which is the Mobile Urgent Treatment Team. And that was when they came and tried to talk to me about what was going on. I went to a behavioral health center, and I stayed there for 3 days. Got diagnosed with depression. After I got out of the treatment facility, I started taking medication. As that went along, I started going to the doctor, and he suggested me to maybe add a therapist to my treatment so I could confide in somebody to talk to about my concerns. I agreed to go to the therapist, and as that went on, we regularly talked, and I felt like that with my medication, it was helping me get through that rough time in my life. And I felt like the therapist would listen to me. She actually had some really knowledgeable information about what I felt, or she could just tell her opinions and it was in a professional and a human way. The most valuable things that I have learned through all of this is that knowledge is really important when you're struggling in any type of illness. You need to know what you're dealing with. I would have liked it to be reached out a little bit earlier than I was. My mom has seen a lot of improvement from me, from going back to school, getting my GED, to working, going out with families to cookouts or whatever, just spending time with family members, and she has seen a lot of progress, and I think she's proud of me of what I'm accomplishing, and I feel like I still want to keep on going to school and further my studies. So right now I'm working like to save money for college. I feel like if sharing my story could benefit somebody even just a little bit, to say, oh, I've been through that, I felt like this, I'm just happy that I could have shared my story and help them out to reaching the help they need.